Welcome to Models Talk. Let's talk about it.
Yes, yes, yes. Happy New Year's. It is 2025, y'all. Thank you for having me. I am back, baby. I am back. Models Talk with your girl, Zaharraa Geyhanna, saying yes, yes, yes. Welcome, Miss King Stark Kawana, aka Kawana. Hey, baby.
Hello, hello. How you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my love. Nice to see you, pretty lady.
Thank you. It's good to see you too.
All right, now, where's my New Orleans voice?
It's here, baby. It's here.
It's
It's
here,
here.
baby.
It's here. Sometimes I like to take a break.
All right, then. How was your holidays?
Very quiet. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Thank you.
Very quiet. Stayed in the PJs all day. Didn't have much company.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Very
Very
good.
good. And the babies, how are the babies
The
doing?
babies are fine. I only have two left. One is
Mm-hmm.
leaving on Sunday, but I have one left that nobody has really inquired about. So I'm gonna do some more posts on
Well,
her.
tell the
But
people about what you're doing so they'll know. Maybe there's somebody to inquire about it.
oh, I am a breeder, you guys. I breed full breed Yorkies, and Morkies, Morkie Poos, which is a Maltese poodle and Yorkie. So I
Mm-hmm.
have one female Yorkie left. Her name is Cece. She is adorable, adorable, adorable. I don't give prices over. You got to call me. You got to contact me, inbox me. I actually recently went down on the prices. So, yeah, call me up and let me know if you're interested.
Well, how do they reach you?
You can reach me at King Stark King Dash Start Quana on Facebook. I'm Bayou Diva 504 on Instagram. So you can reach me at either one of those platforms.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. And thank you for being such a responsible breeder. I truly appreciate that.
Well, the reason why I got into breeding is because I tried to find a Yorkie online in some of these Yorkie groups, Atlanta, and I was scammed out of $3,500.
Ooh.
And my son is a breeder. He breeds Frenchies. And
Mhm,
he said, Mom, just breed your own dogs. And I'm like, but I got to find the dogs to start breeding because
mhm,
at the time I only had my Yorkie Palm and my multi poo, but I
mhm.
wanted to do full breed Yorkies. So it took me a minute and I just kind of searched around and I actually find two honest ladies that didn't ask for any money. The key to a scammer for dogs is if they ask you for money up front. If
Wow.
they ask you for money up front, you already know they
Well, baby, that
scamming.
sounds like a key to scammers, period.
Yeah, because you don't know them, they don't know you. I don't ask for any money up front. I give you the opportunity to see the dogs. If you want to come to my house and pick a dog out, you can,
Hmm.
and blah blah blah. But luckily, it's been people that I know um, that has been giving the word out. So it's basically people that I know, and they'll pay whatever upfront or whatever. But I don't normally ask for a deposit until you come and pick out your dog.
Oh, wow.
So
Well, that's
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Once again, I appreciate because I'm an ASPC, I mean, APCS person and
Mhm.
animals rights person. And I got my big babies, my great Dane
Yes,
and my
I
Shepherd
love your
Malines
babies too.
and my baby girl who's a great Dane. So yes, baby, we are dog people.
Yes, definitely dog people,
Dog people. Well,
definitely.
let's get into it, Miss Ma'am. You
Okay.
have an organization, Georgia Women's Impact. Tell me
Well,
about that.
actually, Georgia Women of Impact it's a group. It's not really an organization yet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
It's a group, and the reason why I started this group, I was a member of another group, Women of Powder Springs. I'm a member of Women of Douglasville. I'm a member of a lot of groups. Well,
mm-hmm,
but anyway, I was a member of Women of Powder Springs, and a young lady that I met who I was working with, kind of helping her get her business together. Um, she made me an admin in Women of Powder Springs. And
Mhm.
you already know me. I'm a planner as well. So I'm like, okay, well, we need to do something. Let's do a meet and greet. Let's do this. And I started doing all these things and getting all these things together. I myself, this is just my thoughts and this is my feelings, and people can feel how they want. But
Mhm.
I don't like these groups that are charging people to promote their business. First and foremost, how are you going to charge somebody for something that's already free because you're already on a free platform?
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
free for you to make these groups. It is free for you to do that.
Mhm.
But how are you going to charge them when you already on a free platform and it's not yours?
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
can get it if it's your platform. And if Facebook was yours and you wanted to charge people, that's one thing. But Facebook is allowing you to have a group for free. So
Mhm.
why do you feel like you need to charge people to promote their business?
Okay, now.
So I started doing things, and a lot of the women that were in the Women of Powder Springs weren't doing anything. The admins, they weren't doing anything. So I put together a meet and greet, and we had a really nice time. It was about 25 ladies that showed up at High Noon Brunchery. We had a really good time.
Mhm. Mhm.
And for some reason, I guess she saw me starting to do things, and then she asked me about the paying thing, and I was like, that I'm not with that. So she took me out the group as an admin, but left me in the group. But of course, me, I left the group. I don't want to be a part of something that's negative and that you're not doing right by people. So
Mhm.
this is why I started Georgia Women of Impact, because one, I'm more about the community and I want to do more things in the community with Georgia Women of Impact. And I just want women to feel like they have a safe space to come and talk, to come and network, to meet people. I'm really being careful about the women that I let in the group because I don't want no scammers in there. I don't want all the crazy stuff that I see in other groups. Now, granted, I might not be able to catch all of them
Mhm.
because some of them put on a really good front.
Mhm.
But I didn't. I'm just being cautious about the women that I'm letting in the group, or the women that, like, I'm mostly inviting people that I know. But I want the group to grow as well. So I've been asking women to, like, invite your friends, invite your family, the women, that's in Georgia. And I have friends all around Georgia, Savannah, Macon, I mean, just in different places. So the plan is to build the group and then have little chapters. And once we get to that point, I'm thinking about making it an organization, or
Okay.
I'm thinking about connecting it to my nonprofit because I do have a nonprofit.
Right.
But what I want to do is, once the group grows, um, and I find that people are in different areas in Georgia, then I will talk with them about being like over that chapter in
Mhm.
that particular city of Georgia. So that's the plan. And then we all actually support each other in those little cities when things are going on. And we will also be putting things on, like, it's so much we have planned for the rest of the year, but we've already made a calendar up until May.
Mhm.
So, like Easter, we're going to be doing a food drive, like for people to have Easter dinner. So we're going to be doing that, which I am so elated. I connected with a young lady from the Atlanta Community Food Bank. So
Mhm.
we're going to be getting food and things from them to do this food drive. We're doing the meet and greet, and at the meet and greet, I'm allowing vendors to come in for free because we're going to meet, we're going to greet, and we're going to network. So that's what I want to. That's the reason and the purpose for this group, to network, support women, and I'm big on mental health. So that's actually going to be a part of Georgia Women of Impact as well. We got to do the mental health retreats. We got to make sure our mental is good, because if it's not,
Well, talk a
we
little
can't
bit
help
more about
nobody.
that for you.
Huh?
Because as you well know, I'm a mental health patient,
Mhm.
and I am a bipolar 1-2 mixed episode, person who takes medication for it, and I have no problem talking about it whatsoever. It took me a long time to get here, but I made it, you know. And I've been dealing with bipolarism for a very, very long time. Even before they had mixed episode bipolarism, I was dealing
Right,
with,
right, right.
nobody could put their finger on and give me the right medication to keep me stable. We finally got there, thank God. But I had to go through hell and high water to get there, And we need to talk about our mental health because it is real, and it's real for so many of us. One thing we wanted to talk about on Models Talk, Lewis and I had talked about, my producer, Lewis Jones, who we talked about doing a Models Talk about mental health in the industry, being in the fashion industry, and how so many people are mentally fatigued and bogged down and feeling depressed about being in the industry. So can you talk a little bit more about your mental health platform that you're going to be engaging upon?
Yes. So my mental health platform is based under my nonprofit, which my nonprofit name is B&K Resource Inc. And what we are a resource nonprofit. We're actually it's kind of new because it's only been around a year.
Hmm.
But we're actually looking for a building now. What we will be doing is mental health. We'll be doing anger management, reentry. We'll have a free clinic, free childcare, free after school care, computer lab, food pantry, clothes pantry. We're gonna have all of
Come
those
on with it.
things.
Come
We're
on with
going to have all of those things. And the thing that's going to be different about our resource center is when you come to us with a resource,
it. Hmm.
because normally when you go to a resource center, they're sending you here and there. You got to go here for this and here
One
for
stop
that
shop.
and here for this. We're going to be the one stop shop. And also, we're going to be helping people pay their utility bills and their rent as well.
All right.
So, we're going to be that one stop shop. And you come to us, you tell us what resources you need, and we can just send you to a different room to get those resources. And the mental health is one of it, the mental health and also domestic violence, which we will be opening a domestic violence shelter as well. But the number one mental illness is depression. And the depression can actually lead to all the other things like the bipolar, the schizophrenia, and all those different things. But mainly the schizophrenia and bipolar is almost like a chemical imbalance as well. So it's not just the depression, but the depression is normally the first signs of it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, I've talked about this. We've talked about mental illness on our podcast. The thing is, when somebody does something, we don't look at it as an issue.
Mm-hmm.
We look at it as, oh girl, she just crazy. She play around too much. She crazy. She do that all the time. She be tripping. That's what we do. And we don't step back and say, well, when it first happened, we don't step back and say, this is out of her character.
Mm-hmm.
We always say, oh girl, she just tripping. Don't worry about it. But a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times, those are the signs that people are crying out for help, but they don't know how to ask for it.
Right.
So they trip out and they do crazy stuff, hoping and praying that somebody will say, okay, listen, what's going on? Are you okay? Do you
Mm-hmm.
need to talk to somebody? But we don't do that. And several reasons we don't do that. In the African American community, we were always brought up that if you go and see a psychiatrist, you're crazy.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we don't go see those people because we don't want to be labeled as crazy.
But we do go talk to. We're told to go talk to Aunt Susan and Uncle Tom
And
and
half of their ass is crazy. Oh, I'm sorry.
that's okay. Go
Half
ahead.
of their butts crazy. Well, the ladies then is uncut and uncensored, but
Mm,
I gotta, make sure. But
that's
half of them are having issues
right.
because
They're not,
they've
it's not
never
them
been.
that they had back in the day, and but they want us to get advice from those individuals in the family. You
Yeah.
don't put your business in the street, and you definitely don't go outside to seek help from, especially at that time, it was all white psychologists and black psychology never existed.
Right. And it goes back to something you just said too. It was always that what happens in this house stays in this house. No
Mm-hmm.
matter what it is, no matter what it was, you ain't supposed to tell anybody about what's going on in your parents' home.
Mm-hmm.
So we brush it off. We brush off the different actions that people are doing and we chalk it up to, this particular thing or that particular thing, or even I can recall a situation where they chalked it up to, oh, their parents are getting divorced, so they just acting out and this and that. the parents getting divorced is not really acting out. It's something else that's going on. It's always an underlying issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we just need to pay more attention to our people that surround us and try to notice a change and talk to them. But the main thing is what we don't do as an African American community is check on our people. We just don't. If we haven't talked to somebody in 4 days and we talked every day for 12 days, but not 4 days, I haven't talked to her, we don't say, you know what, that's out of her character. The first thing that comes to our mind is, well, maybe she needs some rest. She just tired.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check on her in a few days or whatever. But a few days might be too late.
Amen. Amen.
So
You're
we
absolutely
we
right.
yeah, we really just have to check on each other. So I'm big on helping people with their mental health
Mm-hmm.
because there are so mental illnesses out there. But believe it or not, which was funny to me that I just learned last summer, is that depression is the number one mental illness in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
mainly with women. It's a
Yeah,
higher percentage in women, but there are men. And I posted something in a group this morning in Georgia Women of Impact. I don't know if you
I
saw it,
saw.
but about the men. Like, we can't leave our men out. We have to check on our men. But like that post said, men are always taught to man up.
Mm,
You shouldn't be crying.
that's
You
right.
shouldn't be whining. You need
Not
to man up. You need to man up. And that's not the case. Just because they're showing their emotions or they're going through something doesn't mean like they say, "Are you a punk? Are you a this?" It that doesn't mean that. It just means that for one, they probably don't trust you, whoever you are,
mm-hmm.
you know, and they need to get around somebody they trust. But mental illness is men, women, children, kids, everywhere. But we seem to forget about our men all the time because men is supposed to be the king. So he's supposed to be the leader. But the leader also has issues. The leader also needs a break. The leader also needs to feel love. The leader also needs to know that people love
Big sis.
them and care about them.
Big
They
sis.
need all that. And people feel like men don't.
I know that's right. And, another thing we don't touch on, and is children with depression. And children get depressed and how they get depressed early on. And we chalk it up to them just being bad in our community, or they ain't got no home training, or they just acting out just to be crazy. That child's just crazy just like his mama is, you know
Mhm.
and we don't look past the crazy. It's something more that's pushing that child to be reclusive, for instance. Something is,
Especially the kids.
especially a kid, you know?
Yeah, especially the kids. The kids, it's several things I'm not really knowledgeable about a lot of pediatric stuff, but I do know with the kids when they're that young, and it's several things going on with the kids now. One of the major things with the kids can always be a chemical imbalance that can cause certain things,
Hmm.
right? Because they're so young, they don't know what depression is. They don't know what that stuff is.
Or how
So
to,
it's got to be something going on within them, or they've been molested,
yep,
they've been bullied,
yep,
or they've been raped, which is
yep,
molested, but it'll be different.
different. Yes, it is.
Molestation normally starts within the family.
Mm-hmm.
85% is a family member that have molested a child.
Yes.
Um, they've been raped by an outsider, but because they're kids, they still call it molestation.
Mm-hmm.
So with the kids, it should be easier to pick up on because they're children and they're learning. So those should be the easiest ones to pick up on. But we as parents, oh, he just act like you said, he acting out, he just being bad. But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason why a kid is being bad. There's a reason why a woman don't want to be around a certain person anymore or talk to a certain person. There's a reason why these people are pulling back. or they're being in solitude. They don't want to talk. They don't want to do. It's a reason, especially if they were doing these things before. So
or
it's definitely a reason.
or even those that were outgoing, very bright, very bubbly. All of a sudden, they're very sullen and very
Hmm.
drawn with drawn within and very
Yeah.
isolate.
Mhm.
Isolation is becoming their friend,
Yeah.
and they can't talk now. You know,
Hmm.
is that child or adult being abused?
Yeah.
You know,
That too.
physically
Physically and
and mentally.
verbally, and when a kid is being abused physically and verbally, it's already gonna mess up their mental.
Mm-hmm.
So then that comes mental. So now they have the all three. And it's just we just have to recognize the signs. We
Right.
just have to pay more attention to people that are in our lives, our family, our kids, our grandkids, and we just have to pay attention a little bit more. That's
Absolutely.
all. I think we just have to pay attention a little bit more so we can pick up on these clues and we can start talking to people. And for the kids, I suggest that if they're talking to the kids and they're not really picking up on anything or something like that, I think they still need to bring them to a psychiatrist just to talk, because they will talk to a stranger
More than they will talk to you,
before they talk to family. And they can love mama and daddy to death.
but they're scared
They're
to talk
not
to
going to
mama and
talk
daddy
to
for what
them. They are
repercussions.
not going to talk to them.
Right.
They're
They're
not
scared
going to talk to
to
them.
talk to them.
Yeah. They won't talk to them. They would have to take them out somewhere. Um, and it could be as simple as calling a psychiatrist and say, hey, listen, I don't know if anything has happened to my child, but they're not talking. They don't want to talk to me. I just want to bring them in for a quick consultation.
Mm-hmm.
And then that psychiatrist will let them know right then and there if something was wrong, if something's going on.
Yeah,
So,
they definitely, and it doesn't have to be a psychiatrist per se who prescribes prescriptions. It can be a psychologist.
yes,
Yeah, as
absolutely.
as
Absolutely. Or even a therapist. You
yeah,
can you can send them to a mental health therapist before you even get to the doctor portion of it. But
yeah, we
it's
can.
open. It's open. You can send it to anyone. Send them to anyone because all three of them, or even just a counselor, a mental health counselor,
Mm-hmm.
because all four of them, somebody's going to be able to get to the meat of what's going on with your child.
Yes, absolutely.
So they can go to anyone just to do a consult, because a lot of parents we don't really know. We know something happened, but we don't really know.
You're absolutely
But
right.
instead of not doing nothing, because what happens is these adults with the mental issues, they were kids with mental issues that weren't addressed.
Absolutely.
And now, as an adult, now you have to try to address it yourself when you figure out what's going on. Because as a kid, you don't know what's going on. You don't.
Mm-mm.
But if your mother, your father, your parents, grandparents, whoever raised you, if they don't get you any treatment, this is how we come up with mentally ill adults.
Yes, I
It
agree.
don't just happen in your adulthood. Well, it can.
It can,
But
but more
most of the
likely it's
time,
going on over time.
it's overtime. It's
Yeah,
overtime.
I agree 100%. Now, let's talk this about something a little bit closer to home as well.
Hmm.
We are both in the fashion industry.
Yes, yes. Love some good fashion.
Love us some good fashion shoes.
Absolutely. Sure. And listen, y'all.
Oh, don't you do
Most of
it.
you guys that are listening to this show, you know that I was doing a shoe drive for my nonprofit. And when I tell y'all this lady here parted with some really nice things that she didn't want to get, this beautiful human being donated 236 pairs of shoes to my nonprofit. I'm still gonna make a post about it. They just picked up on Thursday, and I wanted to make a post about it. She donated 236, y'all, 236 pairs,
No.
and she still got more. She still got more. But I just want to say thank you, beautiful. I appreciate you. And I am going to take you to Denter.
Oh,
Like Medea say, Denter to anywhere you would like to go
oh, baby, thank you
because
so
I
much.
appreciate you. So we will get together on that later. But yes, I appreciate you and the families will appreciate you because talking to the driver, I found out I know that they refurbish the shoes and clean them up and maybe put new shoestrings and stuff like that. Or just polish them up. I thought they were going to like other states and stuff like that. They actually go overseas to other countries
Mm,
like Africa and
yes, yes.
all of those places to help the kids and give them shoes to wear. So
Mm-hmm.
that really just touched me. I was like, okay, I thought it was just going like to different states. I knew that it was going to people, homeless shelters and things like that. But they go overseas to help families, with shoes and stuff like that. So
And I
I
know
really, really appreciate you.
the Dress for Success organizations and homeless shelters or women's shelters that are trying to get women back into the workforce as well.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
a lot of those heels will be helping a lot of people as well, I know. You
Yes,
know.
absolutely. And I will be doing the shoe drive again. I thought that I can only do it one time. So actually what I'm gonna do is when I open the venue, I'm gonna have boxes there and I'm gonna go around and put boxes in different areas because this time I want to reach my goal. My goal is to collect at least 5 to 6 thousand pairs of shoes this go round. So I'm hoping I'll meet that goal. So I told them I will start in March collecting again, and then we're gonna collect throughout December. So
Hmm.
we're gonna be collecting for a long time, and I want to try to collect at least 5,000 pairs of shoes.
Well, I'll be more
So
than happy to put that out there on Models Talk whenever you get it together, baby.
yes,
I got you.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But thank you so much. Now you just gotta let me know you want to go to dinner. We're going to dinner,
Oh,
honey. So I
well,
appreciate you.
get that done because we got some other things we're gonna be working on anyway.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
So
we
we're
do.
talking about fashion,
Yeah, talk
modeling.
about fashion down. Okay. So, how do you feel about the Atlanta market? Start from the rooter to the tutor. You can look good, bad, ugly, or indifferent on Models Talk. You can talk about anything you want to talk about.
Um, I can't really speak on Atlanta industry, but I can speak on the Atlanta group that I'm with. The people that I normally work with on a regular, who's a part of Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't really speak on Atlanta as a whole, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yes.
But how I feel about it is um I feel like a lot of the designers are biased as far as when it comes to models. I feel like a lot of the designers use the same models over and over and over and over again. They never give fresh new faces the opportunity to be a part of whatever they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a lot of favoritism in it. And this is one of the reasons why you don't really see me modeling a lot, except for certain people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm over the model. I'm over it. It's just it's not it's not very pleasant modeling sometimes for certain people, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just feel like the groups or the people that we know, I feel like a lot of it is very cliquish. And if you're not in my clique, you can't model, or if you're not in my clique, you can't be a part of this. And it's 2025, baby. Cliques is for teenagers.
Amen.
Cliques are not for grown folk at all. But I mean, that's really how I feel about it. I feel like I hate to say this, and I know some people are gonna feel some type of way about it, but if you know me, you know I don't give a damn.
Right.
But I feel like it's I don't want to say bias again, but I feel like it's too urban.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get out of the black. Okay, you got to get out of the black. It's too urban, and I know that there are urban fashion shows because you want to show that street look, you want to do that. But I feel like a lot of the designers, a lot of the fashion shows and things, they too urban.
They
Get
look up.
some of them black folk out there with all the mess and all the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And and get collab with some white folks, collab with some stuff so you can have better shows, better turnouts, and things like that.
Say that.
It
Say
is,
that. Say it again.
yeah,
Say it again.
you gotta connect with the white folks. You don't always have to do everything black. You don't have to do everything black. You don't have to, because we black, you don't have to do everything black, you know. I think that they should, collab with other people that's doing the fashion world right, if it makes sense. So I just think a lot of it is just too urban. Like, y'all they gotta get out of that. Gotta get
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with you. I think that the shows are becoming a dime a dozen. I don't plan on walking in every show. Um, uh, I don't plan on paying no fees. I don't plan on paying for tickets or selling tickets or eating tickets anymore. I'm
Mhm.
not doing that. I am beyond that.
Not.
And
Yeah.
2025 is not that year. 2025 is my year. And people to start paying me for what I'm worth. And I don't think there's anything wrong for feeling that way. I choose what fashion shows I decide to do.
Yep.
you know
Yep.
if I want to go out for a show, I'll go out for that show, especially if I'm asked to come out. But if you're talking about for me to pay a fee to come out for your show, it's not going to happen. you
Yeah,
know
I'm not
and
listen.
I'm not G on selling a ticket for a show, because I've been there, done that, and I'm too old to play that game anymore. Why? And then, of course, once again, I'll talk about it as long as I am black, and I will be black until I die. you know Even as the oldest black female model in the history of the industry, which I'm going to be, um, I'm not going to not get paid. Somebody's going to pay me my worth. Okay. And if that means that I don't walk in a whole course of a year and just do commercial and print and webs and whatever websites and whatever else, then that's what I do.
Well,
Because,
I have
modeling on the runway is not the only thing that pays the bill.
I have a whole lot to say about that, honey.
Please go
Because
right ahead.
first and foremost, and I just talked about this with someone who wants you to pay to be in their show. Okay. First and foremost, I have been around several people who wants to put on a fashion show, but they don't have no damn money. First of all, if you don't have money to put on a fashion show, then don't do it. Don't depend on your vendor money, your model registration fee, and all of these fees that you're charging people. You don't depend on that to put on a show.
That's right.
When you think and you say, I want to put on a fashion show, you need to have your money for the building. You need to have your money for decorations, for whatever you have. You need to have your money to pay the models, and you need to have money to do certain things. Do not put a show together and you're going to pay for the building from the money that you're getting from your vendors. That don't make sense.
That's
So
working back.
why are you putting this show on, first of all? That's first thing.
It's,
And here's my thing. How can you part your lip to ask a model to pay a registration fee? Because you can want to put on a fashion show, but if you don't have no models, you don't have no damn show.
Absolutely. Say
And
that
I
before
think
I.
these models need to start standing up and say, no, I'm not paying that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you run into the fact that there's new faces coming out and new models, and they're trying to do anything to get their face out there. When I was trying to get my face out there, I was doing shows, but I promise you, I have never paid, never. And I am not going to ever pay a model registration fee. What's the model registration fee? I need somebody to tell me what am I registering for?
What am I going to get for a model
No,
registry?
no, no. We ain't even going there. What am I registering for?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting no hotel. I'm not trying to vend at nowhere. What am I registering for? I'm registering to be a model in your show. Models don't register. What we registering for? All you need is a list of the models. So what is this money really about? What is this 35, $25 really
Oh,
for?
baby, they done got up to 50, 75. I've heard even up to 2,500.
Yeah, well, all of that, but what is it for? What you got to tell me what it's for. And
You're,
I don't need to pay
you're paying
you
for
to.
you're paying to be seen. You're paying to be able to garner um, people seeing you and being in the spotlight for 30 seconds.
I'm gonna say this one more time. These models need to stand up, okay? Because if they don't have no models, they don't have a show.
Well, I've gotten in trouble.
Y'all gotta stand
I've,
together. If they don't have no models, they can't put on no damn show.
I've gotten in trouble for saying the word boycott over the last year and a half. I've gotten in trouble for saying that because I've said several times over on this show, from my own personal opinion, I think that models need to boycott shows when they're talking about model registration fees, when they're talking about not paying us, and when they're talking about they won't even give us a damn bottle of water, let alone feed us.
And I
But
can
you
give you.
want me to come to these rehearsals and spend money in gas, come to several rehearsals,
I'm
then,
getting to that part.
and you already know my work. You've been on my page, you've seen what I can do, and you've seen me in several shows. Why am I even trying out?
Well, no, not now. Let me speak on that.
I, I,
That what was coming up next. The trying out, I agree with. I
see,
do.
I
I
don't
do
believe.
agree with the trying out. One, because it's fair. I feel like it's fair. Because just because I know how you walk, maybe the designers in my show don't know how you walk
Well, that's
or never seen you.
okay. Okay,
So the trying out part, I get
yeah, I get
because
if you have more than yourself, and you're not the only one in the show as a designer, and you have more than yourself, then I do understand walking for other designers. I get that.
yeah.
That makes sense to me. But don't act like don't act like you don't know what I have done. Because when I walk in the room, I'm not asking you for favoritism. No, 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 no. What I'm asking you for is to give the respect that you would give any other model that has been seasoned throughout the various markets. That's what I ask for, in return for coming in there and actually walking with somebody that hasn't done it but one time.
Yeah, now I'm a little biased on that. Now the
That's
trying out, I'm
it's
good with that. I'm good with come and walk for you again. I'm good with the trying out. But if I am chosen for your show, and we're gonna go back, you already know how I walk, but you still wanted me to come and try out. That's fine. But once I try out and I'm chosen for your show, I'm not coming to 1,500 goddamn rehearsals. I'm not doing it
mm-mm.
because you know how I walk. And I think what happens is these designers, these show producers, they don't think about the fact that one, you already ain't damn paying me, but now you
Well,
want me to use my gas to come to 12 goddamn rehearsals
Two,
And more than likely, every time that I've been to rehearsal, it's 45 minutes to damn near an hour from my house, from where I live. And
my
you want me to come to 7 of those, and I gotta drive there and I gotta drive back, and you ain't giving me 1 cent, $1 for gas.
nope.
They don't think about that. They don't think about that. Now, you asked me to come to all these rehearsals. I got to use gas out of my car.
Time.
I got to use time that I can never get back, which you already know what I can do, how I can do. You already know this. Now, I agree with one thing. If you're going to have like a routine that you want us to do, or like for Gemini's fashion show, like we have the runway, like a really cute little way that you have to practice. But if you have something like that, I'm there. But if I'm coming to practice and you got one straight walkway, I ain't coming back. And I done told people who put on, I'm coming to one rehearsal. If you don't have no routine for me, or you don't have that, I ain't coming back. I'm not. And if you don't want me to be in your show, I understand. I'm not coming back to walk down a straight walk and I know how to walk.
Because you chose me for a reason.
You chose me for a reason, but I think it's a waste of time. It's a waste of people's time that we cannot get back. We can't get that time back. But that registration fee for models, first of all, I don't need you to feed me, pay me.
Well, I want both. I'm greedy.
What? No, no. I mean, I don't need you to do that. Now, if you want to feed me, you can, but don't take my registration. Talk about the red, like this Regina girl. Don't take my registration fee. Talk about that heifer. Oh Lord, don't take my registration fee. Talking about you gonna feed me, girl. Bye, cause you ain't even got no money to put this damn show on. The hell is you doing? You done had people, and it's people like her. You done had people that come to a venue for your show and they standing outside because you ain't paid the people the money for the building. She's a prime example of what not to do. You can't do that to these models. These models have wasted their gas, wasted their money to come to certain places and things. And not only her, I've been to some other shows where they didn't do what they're supposed to do because they depend on vendor money, model registration money, to put a show on. You cannot do that. If you don't have no money, y'all, stop trying to put these fabulous, grandiose shows on when you don't have no money.
I agree.
Just stop doing it.
I know.
Save up your money and
I
do the
don't know your
beautiful show that you want to do.
right. Or either why don't we do this? Why don't we see people are greedy? Collaborate with two or three people to put on a fabulous show. Combine funds to make it happen. Why don't we have a calendar? I mean, New York Fashion Week has a calendar. Milan Fashion Week has a calendar. London Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, Swim Week in Miami got a calendar. Okay?
Yeah, yeah,
Everybody got a calendar but Atlanta.
yeah.
What,
And
what,
I think that's another issue too. There's so many shows going on. It,
they're
it should
watered
be
down.
somewhere where there's a Atlanta calendar for this industry. So I'm not planning my show on the same day you're doing your show. And I don't want you planning an event on the same day I'm doing my show. And
Mm-hmm.
this just recently happened with an award show. Everybody's planning their stuff on the same day. It's like, come
That's
on, y'all.
talking about.
People posting on Facebook. Why don't you just go surf Facebook and see who's doing something and check out those dates, write
Why?
those dates down and be like, okay, you know what? They got 5 shows on the 24th. They got 4 on the 20th, and they got 2 on the 13th. Let me do mine on the 10th.
Why can't we see? This is the problem with us Black folks. We can't come together in a consortium, which I have been promoting from day one on Models Talk, and I've been on consistently for the last year and a half. Okay, it will be 2 years in June. We've done over 150 shows. Okay,
Wow.
and I have consistently said that we are in need of a consortium of an event to come together with models, directors, producers, DJ people, all of it. Everybody that backstage, everybody come together, sit down at a table and put together a calendar of events throughout the course of a year for the city of Atlanta, okay, or
Mhm.
Atlanta, and so that we're not running from one show to the next show to the next show, one rehearsal and stepping on the next rehearsal or stepping on somebody's show. One person ain't making no money because everybody's at the award show. One, you see what you know what I'm talking about because we've all done it. We've had to
It's
run the
just too much it's competition,
it's
and it
competition, but
shouldn't be competition. It should be working
eat,
together.
everybody can eat from the table.
Yeah.
Stop being greedy.
Yeah.
Being greedy. And we can make this happen and make it a productive, badass place to do some goddamn work.
Ye- Listen, I could go on about this. It's just we've got to do better as a people, period. It's just we have to do better as a people, period. But these people out here that's trying to put on these fashion shows, and they're using funds from vendors and this and funds from model registration to put on your show. It's the wrong thing to do. And again, I ain't paying no damn registration fee, and I'm okay with not being in your show. I'm okay with that.
Sounds like,
I'm okay with it.
well, like
I'm
I said,
very okay with it.
a year where,
And then what a lot of the designers, the producers, especially designers, what they have to realize is people watch them.
mhm,
They see you constantly use the same models over and over and over and over again. They try out for your shows, they're not getting picked, they're not getting used, and you're constantly using the same models over and over and over and over again. And let's get into this brand ambassador thing too.
all right.
They have their brand ambassadors, and they have this and they have that. And we've talked about this before on our show. Brand ambassador. People has to know the definition of a brand ambassador. If you are a brand ambassador for a brand, this person is paying you
Say it.
to promote their brand. They're paying you to promote their brand. And if you are a brand ambassador for any brand, every time you step out, you're supposed to be wearing that person's clothes,
Mhm.
that person's shoes, that person's purses, jewelry, whatever you are a brand ambassador for. Every time, and it's not no other time, every time you step out, you're supposed to be wearing that person's clothes because you're promoting their brand.
Mhm.
So it don't make sense if I'm a brand ambassador for, I don't want to call nobody who I
Oh,
am.
la, la, la,
But
la.
anybody, I'm a brand ambassador for Tyler Perry.
Okay.
Okay. Say for instance, Tyler Perry got the t-shirt line.
Mhm.
I'm a brand ambassador for Tyler Perry. Every time I walk out my door, I should have something on me that says Tyler Perry. Just like red carpets. When you do red carpets, we can look at the celebrities. When they do red carpets, they always ask them, who you wearing tonight?
Mhm.
9 times out of 10, they either a brand ambassador or they done got something from this designer to wear their clothes.
That's right.
And it doesn't always have to be monetary. You
That
can give them clothes, you can give them shoes, you can give them things like that because sometimes that's what brand ambassadors does.
look,
But if
compensation
I'm your brand ambassador and I don't have not one article of what you make, I'm not your brand ambassador.
look, compensation brings on representation.
Yes, then I'm not your brand ambassador if I don't have not one. I'm sorry, yeah, that's my phone going off telling me it's time to do my evening prayer. If I don't have not one item from you, then how can I be your brand ambassador?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not wearing any of your clothes when I go out. When I was a model for Curvy Girl and a somewhat brand ambassador, every time I went somewhere, I tried to wear Curvy Girl clothes, or I
Mm-hmm.
wore a Curvy Girl T-shirt, or when I went to a ball, I had on a Curvy Girl gown. I'm Curvy Girl. I'm putting it out there so people can know. Oh, it's a designer. She got Curvy Girl stuff. Oh, okay, who's Curvy Girl? All right, this old Curvy Girl got some nice clothes, and this is how you get people to your brand to buy your clothes through your brand ambassador.
That's right.
So I think some of these designers and some of these boutique owners and all these, I think they need to look up the definition of a brand ambassador, and these models who they're asking to be their brand ambassadors, they need to look it up too.
I agree.
I just think it's the excitement of, oh God, they asked me to be their brand ambassador. But if you don't know what it means and what it entails, then why are you excited?
Well,
You
also,
you have to know what it means.
if you're not quote unquote paying cash money to a brand ambassador, how do you expect them to be a brand ambassador and you're not sending them anything? You're not sending them wardrobe. You're not sending them a pair of earrings to rock for you. You're not sending
Right.
shoes to rock for you. You're not sending them a dress to rock for you occasionally. You're not sending them a gown to wear on the red carpet or a suit to
Hmm.
wear on the red carpet. You know, but you want me to keep making content for you, but you're not
Yep.
sending anything to make the content with.
Yeah.
Want me to say, put my name on something and say that I'm your brand ambassador, and even if I got 500 followers, they're going to expect something from me in your
Hmm.
world as
Yep.
a brand ambassador. Now that I
Yeah.
have told them all that I'm a brand ambassador for Lulu Cosmetics,
Right.
I'm gonna
Right.
send Lulu
Every time I
Cosmetics
get
my
online, yeah, every time I get online, they're gonna be looking at my face
phone,
to
looking at
see,
my
yep, see what I got on.
to see what I got on.
Yeah.
Or for me to say, girl, this foundation lasts 24 hours. Y'all just
Yeah.
and this is Lulu
Yeah.
Foundation. Lulu.com.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. And
Um,
and I think a lot of the designers, they don't understand that. I mean, I think the designers understand it, but I want to hope and believe that in good consciousness,
mhm,
they're not thinking on those terms and
mhm.
not really being shady. But and again, like I said, the only person, Fat and Curvy Girl, were the only ones that I was. When I go out, I can say, "Oh, give me a shirt, give me a dress. I'm going to so and so tonight," and they're able to give me a garment to wear.
Mhm.
You know,
You do
and when I'm taking pictures and I'm posting hashtag Curvy Girl.
you do.
Has
I have
hashtag Fats Clothing,
like that.
and then people like, okay, well, that's where she got that from. Then they'll go follow, or they'll
Hmm.
go look them up. They'll go look and see what kind of clothes they have. That.
Sunny B, Sunny B's, Terry Stevenson is like that. She will give you something out of Sunny B's closet, and you represent.
Girl, let me tell you something. Terry don't have to give me a damn thing because my whole closet full of Sunny B. I'm
Okay,
always spending money.
how we do.
Be fighting over them clothes.
Yes,
And
we do.
it's so crazy because now when I do go out, I pull out something and I be like, oh, this Sunny B's.
Mhm. And you
She don't
got to.
have to give you nothing. Cause I think everybody have at least 20 pieces of Sunny B. At least.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm
Nah,
working.
girl, look, I
Look,
probably
I
got
lost
that and
weight.
a little bit
I lost
more.
weight. What can I say?
Yeah, but and you're right. She is one of those. I saw the other day that she made Tammy a brand ambassador because before Terry didn't have brand ambassador. She
Hmm.
just had people that wore her clothes, and like I wear her clothes a lot because
Hmm.
I have so many of them. I pull out something and I put it on. I look, I'm like, oh damn, I got this from Terry, and I got on Sunny B. But I see like now I think she's getting brand ambassadors. I don't know. I
Hmm.
haven't talked to her in about 2 weeks, but it looks like she's trying to get brand ambassadors now. But so many people buys Terry's clothes that her boutique line is amazing. She has amazing clothes, like, and the main thing that Terry can get away with is she has ready to wear clothes. So you
Absolutely.
can buy her clothes and they're ready to wear. It's not gowns or couture or anything like that. It's still nice clothing, but most of her stuff is ready to wear. Like when
Yeah.
you buy it, you can buy it, you can wear it right now. You can wear jeans right now. You can wear her shirts and her dresses like now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm glad to see that she's getting brand ambassadors.
Terry, Vivian, and Fats definitely, I know for fact, take care of their people. They take care of us very well.
I used to model for Miss Vivian a long time ago, and she is definitely, she didn't have brand, well, she didn't have brand ambassadors, but me, Mia, and a lady named Joanne, we used to always model for her and
Hmm.
everything that she did. But Miss Vivian is one. She got some of her clothes in my closet too. So they paid us, and Miss Vivian has even paid us cash money to
Oh,
model for her.
hey, yeah.
And that was one of the reasons why I loved modeling for Miss Vivian. She made sure that we were taken care of when we modeled for her. She gave
Yes.
us clothes.
Yes.
I don't even think there was no time that I wanted some and I had to buy it from Miss Vivian after I just
Hmm.
modeled from her. Not that I could recall because it was so long ago,
Hmm.
but she is one of those ones who do take care of her models. She feeds. She is big on making sure you have water, you have snacks, you have something to eat, you have those things. And Terry is another one. Fats is another one. And
Yes.
Adriana, like when I met her before I started doing a lot of things. She was another one that really
Yes.
took care of her models with Curvy
Hmm.
Girl. She made sure we eat. She made sure things were there. She gave us clothes. She gave away so many clothes. I don't even know. But Vivian, Terry Fats, and Adriana, like those are four that I can count on hand that took care of their models with
Yes.
clothes, food, anything that you pretty much needed to model for them, they helped you.
Yes.
And they
Absolutely.
taught you as well. Like Vivian, she kind of taught us certain
Hmm.
things, like ways to hold out because I wasn't just getting into modeling, but when you model for different people, there's certain things that they want,
Absolutely.
you know.
Yes.
But she was not the type. Vivian was not the type of designer like, oh, we're gonna have 15,000 rehearsals. No, no, that's not what we're doing. But she also made sure as a designer that her models, she did photo shoots with them, just
Yeah.
like Adriana. In fact, they do photo shoots to make sure their models are constantly getting new content, new pictures. Vivian, a damn photo shoot at the drop of a dime.
Hmm.
Back then, she would have two or three photo shoots in a month.
She's
We were always doing pictures, but it was also a way to pay your models too, because then they had free photos. They can
yes.
upgrade their portfolio.
Yes.
And some of the people out here today, they don't do nearly half of that. But then you want me to pay you $50 just to walk in your show? I don't get it. I don't get it.
And you can't even get a bottle of water with a paper towel.
You can't even get a paper towel to wipe your face when it's hot. You
Say
can't even you ain't even in the building where they got chairs. You got to sit on the floor. So listen, I can tell you about some of the horror stories I've been through and there's another lady who first started me to modeling when I first came to Atlanta. Her name is Letitia Blackwell. She has a boutique line called Kayla's Boutique. She was the very first person that got me into modeling when I first moved to Georgia. She's another one. You
hmm.
got food, she gonna give you her clothes. She gonna give you stuff. But as a boutique owner, then she has to sell. She has to make money too. So she would always give us like really, really large discounts and everything. But she really took care of us. She also made sure we ate and made sure we had water, we had drinks, we had fruit, all of these things. So I don't think that that should come out of a model registration fee. That should be something you just do because you're not paying us anyway.
Right. All right. We're gonna have to get look. We have girl. We already didn't talk the whole hour. Can you believe? Look,
Well, you
sis.
gotta have me back because man, we still have so much to
We
talk
got a
about
whole
about
lot
this
to cover still,
industry.
so you gotta come back. All right. Give me your final thoughts on this whole industry thing.
Um, final thoughts are just, you know, modeling. Make sure modeling is what you really want to do. Make sure you get with a designer or another model who can really teach you the etiquette of modeling. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? And who can teach you how to be a model. Because being a model is just not putting on clothes and walking down the runway. It's a lot more than that. So I just say get with somebody who can teach you. Get with some of these designers we name. It's her name is Vivian, but it's V Dinks is her line. His name is Fat, but in his clothing line is Fat's Clothing. You have Letitia Blackwell. Her boutique is Kayla's Boutique.
Say it.
And who else I'm missing? I'm missing somebody.
Terry
And
Steve.
Terry Stevens, her boutique name is Sunny Bees. Get with some of those people and they can teach you the ropes and teach you the right way how to be a part of this industry. That's all I say. And just know who you are though. Know who you are before you become a part of any industry because the industry can change you and you don't want that. But if you know who you are, then it won't change
You're absolutely right. Kwana, you're going to have to come back, baby, because we still got a whole other side to talk about.
you. Yeah.
Because you have your own podcast and
Yeah.
you doing personal care. You got
Yeah.
your fingers in some of everything. You
Everything. I will be elated to come back whenever you invite me, honey. I will be here. And thank you so much for inviting me to be on your show.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Thank you for starting my 2025 off right, sis.
All right. Oh, I'm the first.
You're
Yes.
first,
All
baby.
right.